Okay, so before you export your Illustrator file into a JPEG, which is how you're going to turn it in, you need to make sure that your artboard is the correct size. So you notice on my navigator, you have kind of this area that's sort of like the canvas in Photoshop. That's your artboard. So whatever you export is going to be the whole size of that. So if your artboard is really huge, but your actual file that you've been working with, your little illustration, is like this big, then you're probably going to want to cut your artboard down, like cutting down your canvas. So what you're going to do is you're going to come up to File, and you're going to go to Document Setup. Now this is on a Mac, so you may look for it in a different place, but you're looking for the Document Setup, or the place where you can edit your artboard. So if you click on Edit Artboard, you can kind of manipulate the actual size of the area that you want to export, and then just hit enter when you're done and say okay. If you close out of this and you switch like to another tool, for example, it'll automatically cut down your artboard to whatever size you determine. So you can see now that I've trimmed it a little bit. Once you've done that, you're going to come up to File. You're going to go to Export, because we need to take this Illustrator file and we need to turn it into a compressed, flattened file that doesn't have all the layers, that will allow anybody to open it on any kind of computer. So we're going to go File, Export, and then put it in a place, obviously, where you can get to it. Please do put your last name in the file name. That's just good practice. And then in the format, you can either do it as a PNG or a JPEG. For your own purposes, you could save it as a TIFF, which is just a higher quality file, but you probably, to submit to me, you don't need to give me the TIFF. You can send me like the JPEG or the PNG to the Dropbox. Either one of those is a fine option. And then you say export, and it'll ask you about the quality. So if you know you're going to print it, then you'd want to make the CMYK. If it's going to be computer, living on a computer screen, then RGB is better. You can change this quality up to maximum, or you can kind of notice that it'll be a larger file size for you, but you don't have to mess with any of this other stuff. These are just this top area up here is what you want to make sure. And then you're going to say okay. And then if I were to go to my desktop now, I can find somewhere on my very cluttered desktop that I have the finished file. So here, here's the finished file that I've made. So that's how you export, and then that exported file, this one that's on my desktop, that's what I'm going to, this is what I'm going to actually upload to the Dropbox by Sunday night at midnight. So Sunday night at midnight is your deadline to get this JPEG file or PNG onto the Dropbox. And that's it.